I'm happy that you're here. We're in the 40 days, day 15, something like this, probably. And so I'm happy that you're here, that we can continue first with the meditation and then followed by the healing circle. And that's why you see the background like this. So you're welcome to stay if you feel like doing that, but we start with the meditation. And the meditation today is a very specific miracle prayer, and we use that in relationship, like with that part that we're going to take a look at in the healing circle. So it has everything to do with losing the ideas that you can hold about the world and allowing your mind to change, to see another world, coming to recognize the real world. So that's basically the happening in this meditation. We pray for that in a certain sense, because it is like you need help. You need help to not guide yourself out of this, what you believe is real, but let one who knows the difference bring you there, so to speak. Hold a hand to get out of it. How would you know where to go if your mind is clouded by ideas of denial? Why not reach out your hand for one who is waiting to take your hand and say, literally, let you enter into the light of your beingness? Why not use that? So here's the miracle prayer. And there's no order of difficulty. We saw this a moment ago. Like, there's no order of difficulty. Your situation is not any more difficult than anyone's situation. Like, there literally is no difference between that at all. It doesn't matter. And so, on the other hand, you can no longer use that as an excuse, you could say, as an excuse to defend yourself against the truth. Why would you? So, and here's an invitation for an experience of what lies beyond your ideas and beyond your definitions of yourself. Beyond that, what seems to be the world, and what seems to be time, and what seems to be your past, and all of this. So now we recognize all that is corrected, all that is taken care of. Let's enter into this brand new moment of release, where that recognition can take place. And that can only happen now. There's not a better moment, if you would say it like that. There's not a better moment to accept it than now. Like, you will accept it. Why not now? Okay, so the meditation is starting. So sit back and relax. This holy instant is salvation come. What joy is there today? It is a time of special celebration. For today holds out the instant to the darkened world where its release is set. The day has come when sorrows pass away and pain is gone. The day has come when sorrows pass away and pain is gone. The glory of salvation dawns today upon a world set free. This is the time of hope for countless millions. They will be united now as you forgive them all. For I will be forgiven by you today. Father, we have forgiven one another now, and so we come at last to you again. Father, your Son, who never left, returns to heaven and his home. How glad are we to have our sanity restored to us, and to remember that we all are one.
En cet instant saint, le salut est venu. Quelle joie aujourd'hui! C'est un temps de célébration particulière, car ce jour présente au monde enténébré l'instant où sa délivrance est fixée. Le jour est venu où les chagrins passent et la douleur a disparu. La gloire du salut se lève aujourd'hui sur un monde libéré. Voici un temps d'espoir pour une multitude innombrable. Ils sont unis maintenant. Comme tu leur pardonnes tous, car je serai pardonné par toi aujourd'hui. Nous nous sommes pardonnés les uns aux autres maintenant, et ainsi nous revenons enfin à toi. Père, ton Fils, qui n'est jamais parti, revient au ciel et chez lui. Comme nous sommes heureux que notre santé d'esprit nous soit rendue, et de nous souvenir que nous tous ne faisons qu'un.
Spirits Rejoice meditation. Thank you so much for joining that. It's great that you are here. So we continue with the healing circle. And what an incredible start. I mean, couldn't be better. It's so great. So I'm really happy to meet you here. And I know you're present here, even though I can't see your faces directly. And if I did, I would be so distracted by it because I would just keep staring at you. And so this is just to make it workable, to make it doable for me. Of course, I love to be distracted in a good sense, but yes. So next part, as I promised, is a continuation of entering deeply into lesson 132. I lose the world from all I thought it was and choose my own reality instead. And that's the lesson of today. So it's day 132, a glorious day where we have forgiven everyone and recognize that we're home in heaven. And despite of our ideas, that is the truth about ourselves. So the tiny tick of time in which the first mistake was made held also the correction of it. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is the little hindrance that you think there is between you and God is corrected. There's no hindrance. So it's like in that little moment that you could think you are separate, the correction took place. And it's like that thought that you had, that you are separate from God, happened so long ago that like eternity will definitely not remember it, because it actually didn't occur at all. It was corrected the moment it occurred. It didn't really happen. So this sounds very mysterious if you have no idea what I'm talking about, but it's the truth about the occurrence that is happening in this instant, because there's literally nothing preventing you from entering into the light and love of the presence of what is here now. Truly, like, here, I mean, has nothing to do with what you see, with what you hear, with what you think about it, with any of those things. Like, I'm not really here at all. I'm not here. This image that you see of me is over a long time ago, and it actually never happened. No, what I'm talking about is the remembrance of the presence, and that's happening in you at this very instant. It has nothing to do with perception at all. So now you can feel like any idea that you would bring into this moment would be like an echo of that moment that was corrected a long, long time ago. I can bring it in. I'm free to do that into this moment and say like, well, last week this and that, and it's like, sure, last week is like 1,000 years ago. What are you talking about? Why not let this moment be new? Don't let your past limit you in any kind of way, because it has not the power to do so. Only in your imagination. Now, that imagination part is just as strong as your desire or your experience of reality. It has the same, it uses in fact the same power. Only it isn't true. So it will never give you what you expect it to give you. And here we come to our healing circle. In fact, here we come to the moment in which we recognize that that is true, that that is occurring. And it's like, okay, so now tell me, how do I do that? How do I get to that? And this is a part that we're going to take a look at, because lesson 132 will give you all the help that you need, in fact, to recognize how the actual, say, return home took place and was successful. So there's no accomplishment in the future. There's no accomplishment to be made. It is accomplished, and that takes away all the effort part on your part. Like, there's no effort to be made. This is not about effort. This is not about understanding. This is not about having to want it or making it true for yourself or anything like that. You don't have to imagine it either. You don't have to do anything, in fact. It is just release all that you think you have to do for it. If you do that, you enter into the present moment and our home in heaven, and you recognize that you never left. This is the real healing. Yeah, basically that's where healing takes place. It's the only thing that's you could call healing. Recognizing, coming into the experience that you never left heaven, that it's happening right here, right now, and has literally nothing to do with your ideas about it, or no, what you read in another book, or what you heard from another teacher. Like, it has nothing to do with it. This is about your truth. It has not to do with anything else than your individual recognition of reality. God is. That's all. That's all. And that's happening right now. It doesn't have to do with anything. It has not to do with your country. It has not to do with the present doing crazy things. It has not to do with your past. It has not to do with your relationships. It doesn't have to do with your partner. It doesn't have to do with your future concerns. It doesn't have to do with anything at all. Anything at all. It has only to do with you. You allowing this moment, this body, this instant, this totality to be total. Not taking anything away from it, but letting it be whole, letting it become whole in your mind. So that's being said in lesson 132 in a very different way than I do now, but it tells you exactly the same. So that's why it's so nice to use this lesson, because it's the summary of any awakening procedure, any awakening path. You will go through this. It's inevitable. It's literally required to go through this. You will have to lose the world from all you thought it was. And that is in fact all. Because the recognition of your oneness with God will emerge in your consciousness as soon as you do that. It was only waiting for that to happen. Truth is ready. It didn't change. It's changeless. It's omnipresent. It's everywhere. It knows your needs. Omniscience. And we saw this yesterday too with Joel. It's like this is the occurrence. It's right here. It's only now, like, lose the world. Lose any idea that you hold about yourself and about your brother and about your neighbor and about your partner and your president and your who knows what, your financial situation, the economy, or whatever excuse you use against yourself to enter heaven. See, I come from the other side telling you this, obviously, in speaking like this. So it's like I recognize the paradox that you seem to be finding yourself in, but actually it is not a paradox at all. It did dissolve and it's gone. The part that isn't true is gone. So you don't have to pretend it's real and make it real for yourself. So some really good questions. What keeps the world in change but your beliefs? And what can save the world except yourself, your true self? What keeps the world in change but your beliefs? You have beliefs. And it has an effect on the world. It binds the world to your change, to your beliefs about it. You bind all the lack, limitation, sickness, pain, death, and the whole shebang. You keep it in chains if you think it is real. You literally chain your brother to the idea that that could be possible. What can save the world except yourself? Belief is powerful indeed. Now this asks for more. What can save the world except yourself? Huh? Not your ideas about yourself. No, yourself. With a capital S. That makes all the difference. The thoughts you hold are mighty. Quite so, isn't it? Wow. The thoughts you hold are mighty, and illusions are as strong in their effect as is the truth. A madman thinks the world he sees is real. The thoughts you hold are mighty, and illusions are as strong in their effects as is the truth, right? You see this on a day-by-day basis. If you make anything real here, it really feels like it has you, it's got you. you literally suffer the consequences of it. But that's the same with truth, except that you don't suffer the consequences, but you're actually enjoying the consequences of your giving truth space to be itself. A madman thinks the world he sees is real and does not doubt it. Nor can he be swayed by questioning his thoughts' effects, like it doesn't make any sense to the one who's hallucinating to tell him what you see is not real. And actually I just tried to do that anyway. So it's like, it is but when their source is raised to question that the hope of freedom comes to him at last. It is when but their source is raised to question that the hope of freedom comes to him at last. What does that mean? Where does it come from? Who is thinking these thoughts? Is it God thinking you? Or is it you thinking thoughts about something? That makes all the difference. If you are thinking about something, you really believe that insanity is your reality. If you let God do the thinking, you recognize that this world isn't real and that you're home in heaven, completely connected to every aspect of creation. The present now remains the only time. Here, in the present, is the world set free. For as you let the past be lifted and release the future from your ancient fears, you find escape and give it to the world. Right? Yeah, of course. This is what you do. So you've recognized, you let your past be lifted and release the future from your ancient fears and crazy ideas that you held for a moment. And you find escape and give it to the world. That's exactly the occurrence that is taking place in you. Here in the present is the world set free. So you let the past be lifted and release the future from your ancient fears. You have enslaved the world with all your fears, your doubts and miseries, your pain and tears, and all your sorrows. Press on it and keep the world a prisoner to your beliefs. Death strikes it everywhere because you hold the bitter thoughts of death within your mind. You have enslaved the world with all your fears, your doubts, your miseries, and your pain, and your tears, and all your sorrows. Press on it and keep the world a prisoner to your beliefs. Death strikes it everywhere because you hold the bitter thoughts of death within your own mind. But here we are. The world is nothing in itself. Your mind must give it meaning. There is no world apart from what you wish, and herein lies your ultimate release. There is no world apart from what you wish, and herein, in this recognition, lies your ultimate release. There is no world apart from what you wish. You see exactly what you want. Change but your mind on what you want to see, and all the world must change accordingly, because there is no world. The world is nothing in itself. Your mind must give it meaning. There is no world apart from what you wish, and herein lies your ultimate release. Change your mind on what you want to see, and all the world must change accordingly. There is no world, But healing is the gift of those who are prepared to learn there is no world and can accept the lesson now. Healing is the gift of those who are prepared to learn there is no world and can accept the lesson now. So before we enter into the next part, which is like recognizing how can you possibly do this then? And this is an interesting part too. It's like we come to that in a second. There's a few ways, like not even many. There's a few ways. Of course, individually it can look really different, but there's a way to come to this. How can you come to accept the gift of healing for yourself? How on earth can you do that? You want that, you think you want that, and it doesn't seem to happen. Now what? I like this. Like you're still afraid. You're still making your past real. You're still suffering the consequences of what you think you see in this world. You do all these things that you read here in this lesson, for instance, but what you read anywhere in spiritual scripture. You think you've done everything and now it still doesn't seem to work. It's like, how does this work? How does this work? And how can this come to you? And this is, it's like you're willing to accept that gift when you let go of your past associations, like your past ideas. You're willing to do that by the demonstration, you could say, of the release of those ideas. Otherwise it doesn't happen. But how do you come to release those ideas? What does that even mean? How does that work for you? Now this is something that Jesus explains in the Course in Miracles. Like there are three ways, basically, three ways that can come to you, that actually happens. See here they are, say, pointed. Their readiness will bring the lesson to them in some form which they can understand and recognize. Their readiness will bring the lesson, like the lesson of healing, accepting healing for yourself. They will bring the lesson to them in some form they can understand and recognize. And here are the three ways how that can come to you. Some see it suddenly on a point of death and rise to teach it. Like Master Teacher was a perfect example of that. He's in bed. He's in the hospital after cirrhosis of the liver. He has not many hours to live anymore. Suddenly there seems to be like an angel of death standing next to him, but it actually is an angel of life. And what happens? He's being asked, you want to die or you want to start teaching truth? In that moment he walked out of the hospital and actually started teaching truth for another, 25 years or so. It's like, suddenly it's clear. I have a choice. I choose for life. I choose to live and forget about everything that I know from before. So this is one way it can come to you. Others find it in an experience that is not of this world, which shows them that the world does not exist because what they behold must be the truth, and yet it clearly contradicts the world. This is what happened to me. It's like I suddenly come into this point where I'm overwhelmed with fear, and I invite fear to come and get me. What happened is suddenly I experienced like the perfect communication of the universe out in the stars. Absolute synchronicity. It has nothing to do with this world. So this way it can come to you too. And another way is this. Some will find it in this course and in the exercises that we do today. So it's like you're on the brink of a whole new experience for yourself. The exercise that we're doing today is exactly what can bring you to recognize that truth is true, that you're home in heaven, that this world is not real at all. So that is the invitation we offer here. It's like this is what's happening.